This is Southern Oregon, a total hidden gem of a region that is overshadowed by the more populated areas to the north and south along the west coast, and that is actually just the way we like it. Also known as the Rogue Valley, this area is full of natural beauty, has a really comfortable mild climate, a vibrant art scene, and absolutely endless amounts of outdoor recreational opportunities, and we cannot wait to show you some of those up close and personal later on in this video. So where the heck is Southern Oregon exactly? Well, it's actually the area that's nestled between the Cascade Range and the Pacific Coast. And on this channel, we primarily refer to Southern Oregon as Jackson and Josephine counties, which include the cities like Medford and Ashland and Grants Pass and loads of other charming little towns, rolling vineyards, and untouched wilderness.
It's really no wonder why people are moving here in droves. It's one of the fastest growing areas in the West and certainly within the state of Oregon. We're gonna tell you exactly why that is. People are drawn to Southern Oregon by the low cost of living, mild climate with loads of sunshine, peaceful lifestyle with friendly locals, and a strong sense of community. So in this video, we're gonna cover why Southern Oregon is attracting so many new residents, what you can expect when you arrive, and why for some of you, this move could be the best decision of your life or possibly the biggest mistake you've ever made.
Oregon has seen significant population growth over the last decade, and Southern Oregon is really no exception to that. Towns like Medford, Ashland, Grants Pass, and Jacksonville have become very, very popular destinations due to the low cost of living, the amazing climate, the beautiful scenery, and overall just the slower pace of life that people are really attracted to. So whether you're seeking that rural lifestyle or a cozy small town vibe or proximity to the outdoors, Southern Oregon really offers it all.
But Southern Oregon isn't for everyone. While I'll be the first to tell you, I think the positives far outweigh the negatives, it's important to know we certainly have our own challenges like wildfire risks, a relatively high homeless population, competitive job markets, and less of the high-end amenities you'll find in larger cities. We don't have a Ruth Chris Steakhouse or a Capitol Grill, no Louis Vuitton store. You're not going to find a Lamborghini dealership in Medford, but that's just not the vibe here. And honestly, nobody's complaining about that. But the key is, whether you're moving from another part of Oregon or across the country, understanding the reality of life here is essential.
Southern Oregon encompasses a variety of cities and towns, each with its own unique flavor, like Medford, which serves as the economic hub and largest city with a population of around 85,000 people. And then there's Ashland, which is known for being the center of the arts and the cultural scene, with the prestigious Shakespeare Festival that goes on there every year. And then there's Grants Pass, which is famous for the proximity to the Rogue River and all the sort of outdoor recreational opportunities that Southern Oregon has. And then Jacksonville, which has its gold rush era charm, all the preserved historic buildings and amazing things like that going on there.
The region has a rich history, from its Native American roots to its role in the Oregon Trail and gold mining era. Today, Southern Oregon is known for its agriculture, wineries, vineyards, and outdoor recreation, making it a well-rounded region for those seeking both culture and adventure. Let's take a closer look at the economic opportunities driving the growth in this region.
Southern Oregon's economy is anchored by agriculture, healthcare, tourism, and the increasing remote work presence. Okay, the region offers a wide range of industries, making it an attractive place for newcomers. One of the biggest industries around here is healthcare, okay? So the healthcare sector is a key part of Southern Oregon's economy, with major employers like Asante, who has Rogue Regional Health Center, which is the hospital here in Medford. They also have a hospital in Grants Pass and in Ashland. And they also get Providence, which is the hospital here in Medford. And so with all of those and all of the additional specialists that are around Southern Oregon as well, like Medical Eye Center and Southern Oregon Orthopedics, you have a huge amount of medical, okay? And each one of those requires additional support staff, from IT staff to maintenance to administrators, so all those types of things. So healthcare is a huge piece of the Southern Oregon economy. Agriculture is another really big industry in Southern Oregon, and that's one that we contribute to all the vineyards, orchards, and farms that we have all throughout the region, which is due to our amazing climate that we have here, which is very, very conducive to growing. So Agriculture is big now, but it was a lot bigger actually earlier, back in the 1980s and even in the 70s, when the logging industry was massive around here. Okay, so you'll still see big mills in place today in White City and here in Medford and in Rogue River that employ tons and tons of people. So a big amount of the economy still gets attributed to the logging industry and the agricultural industry overall. A relatively newer industry in Southern Oregon is the remote work and tech growth industry. And so we've seen that happen with industries and areas all across the country where remote workers are now much more common than they used to be. And so Southern Oregon is no different than anywhere else in that regard, where we see areas across Medford and Ashland and Jacksonville where you can find co-working facilities where people that would either work from home work in those places and stuff. And so anyways, lots of remote workers here in Southern Oregon, just like everywhere else around the country.
Trades and self-employed. The popularity and growth of our area has created loads of opportunities for the various trades, like construction workers, plumbers, electricians, engineers, architects, and even realtors. There are a lot of them. Typically, the good ones are going to be super busy in this area. Most of these types of people are self-employed, and Southern Oregon overall really seems to have a pretty high number of individuals that are entrepreneurial minded. So if that's you and you're entrepreneurial minded, this may be a really good area to call home. While job opportunities aren't as plentiful here as bigger cities, obviously, the region is experiencing still tons of growth and opportunities. The only real exception to that would be if you're white collar or looking to climb the corporate ladder. There's not going to be as many opportunities here. However, we did add an Amazon recently, and there's a huge opportunity behind me, which is Lithia headquarters. Outside of those two, not as many opportunities here. However, economic growth has led to an extremely competitive housing market. Let's dive in and show you what you can expect when buying a home.
Southern Oregon's housing market offers a wide range of options, from historic homes in Jacksonville to newer developments in Medford and Ashland and Central Point like we're in right now.
Here's what you need to know. Medford is the biggest city in Southern Oregon with a median home price around $425,000. Medford offers a huge mix: suburban homes, ranch-style properties, and family-friendly properties with large yards ideal for families.
That's right. And then there's Ashland, which has a home price that's the highest, the median home price, the highest in all of Southern Oregon at $650,000. Okay, so the town is super well known for being the cultural hub with the Oregon Shakespeare Festival and all sorts of great restaurants and everything down there with the Ashland Plaza, lots of shopping and all sorts of stuff. So in Ashland, you're going to find a huge range as well of new developments and established homes, big, beautiful homes in the hill, and all of the above.
Then we have Grants Pass, where the median home price is around $425,000 as well, offering a mix of rural properties, suburban homes. The town's real estate features larger lots, perfect for those seeking more space or hobby farming opportunities.
That's right. And if you're looking for more space, the rural properties are really where Southern Oregon shines. Okay, you can find amazing estates in Southern Oregon, from riverfront properties in the millions all the way down to more modest homes in the $250,000 to $300,000 range. Okay, so if you're looking for a place that has a little bit of room for, the dog to throw the ball to, or you want a garden or something like that, the rural properties are definitely where you're going to want to look, and there have a lot of those in Southern Oregon.
Tons of new constructions are going in here in Southern Oregon in every city. These new builds are going to offer tons of modern amenities, energy efficiency, from entry-level homes all the way up to multi-million-dollar estates.
That's right. And if buying isn't what you're looking for and you want to rent, Southern Oregon can be actually really, really competitive in the rental market, especially in places like Ashland, where the Oregon Shakespeare Festival is, and those types of things really start to drive demand. So you can expect to pay $1,200 or so for a one bedroom, and all the way up to the $3,000 plus for a single family home, 3-bed, 2-bath type of a place. But now that we've covered all the different housing markets around Southern Oregon, let's explore some of those pros and cons of living in Southern Oregon.
First up on our list of pros, the weather. Just like the sign in Grants Pass says, it's the climate. If you're tired of the cold, long winters of places like Idaho, Montana, Utah, or long, hot summers in places like Arizona, Texas, or Florida, you'll love the much more mild climate Southern Oregon has to offer. With over 200 days of sunshine, highs in the 90s throughout most of the summer, lows in the 30s or 40s throughout the winter, you'll find plenty of opportunities to go out and enjoy all that Southern Oregon has to offer. Next up on our list of pros is the abundant outdoor recreation. Southern Oregon offers endless opportunities. Residents can hike in the Siskiyou Mountains, fish on the Rogue River, or ski at Mount Ashland. Ashland, but we're gonna cover more of this in a minute.
Next up is the affordable cost of living. Okay, so compared to Oregon's larger cities, the cost of living in Southern Oregon is much more manageable. Okay, housing, groceries, utilities are generally cheaper, making it much more attractive for everyone from families to retirees. Okay, and being just 6% above the national average for an area on the West Coast is extremely low. Just go look at the data for Los Angeles, the Bay Area, Seattle, Portland. All of those are significantly more, and sometimes even double the national average. Now, most people move here to Southern Oregon for one of the reasons we previously mentioned, like the low cost of living or the amazing weather, okay? But most people stay in Southern Oregon because of the strong sense of community that it has to offer, right? All the little towns that are sprinkled across Southern Oregon are full of pride and tradition, where everybody knows everybody and everybody looks out for each other. And that's something you just can't really find in the bigger cities. So that's definitely one of the biggest pros of living here in Southern Oregon.
Now, since we're being honest and transparent here, let's talk about some of the downside you're not going to hear from anyone else. Job growth is slower than in urban communities with limited opportunities here in tech, finance, and other specialized industries. Again, if you're someone that's looking to climb a corporate ladder or you're white collar, it's going to be a little bit slower here.
Next up is wildfire risk. So Southern Oregon is prone to wildfires, okay, during the dry, hot months of the summer, and it's really important for homeowners to understand that, to know what fire insurance costs are, and to know how to create defensible space around their home, okay? And this is something that I think gets blown out of proportion quite a bit around here, because we've had a couple of really bad years in 2015 to 2020, a few bad ones in a row, and everybody kind of thought we were doomed after that, okay? And so you always hear about the smoke, but the reality is it's really not that bad. And there's plenty of websites out there, so you don't have to take my word for it. You can go look up the air quality index for Medford, Oregon, or Grants Pass, and you can see that it's not very frequently that it actually reaches an unhealthy level. Another one that I think is getting blown out of proportion is homelessness, okay? Southern Oregon has been synonymous with the homeless crisis that's affected much of the country, and that's primarily because Grants Pass was center stage involved in a Supreme Court case that got tons of national attention about whether or not the city or cities like it across the country were going to be allowed to enforce camping bans on public property. And the reality is, honestly, the homeless population and the homeless issue here is no worse than anywhere else that you're going to find, and definitely not anywhere near as bad as cities like Eugene and Portland and Salem, San Francisco, Sacramento, LA. And I can go on, but why don't we just move on instead? Josh, I know you like to do a different weekend getaway. Why don't you tell them where you like to go with your family?
Yeah, Brian, it's the Oregon coast. It's only a few hours away. There's awesome food, fun towns, and dunes, all kinds of cool stuff. Rogue River as well, super ideal for whitewater rafting, kayaking, and fishing. It's one of the most popular destinations for locals, tourists, offering crazy views and a super fun adventure. There's also some really amazing lakes around here, such as Immigrant Lake, which offers a variety of water activities, including swimming, paddleboarding, boating, and many other things that you're gonna wanna check out. We also feature what some people call the 8th wonder of the world, which is Crater Lake National Park. Just a short drive from Medford, Crater Lake is Oregon's only national park, offers crazy views, challenging hiking trails, and serene camping spots.
One of these is the Cascade and Siskiyou Mountains, which are the mountains that surround Southern Oregon. And those mountains provide an absolutely endless amount of recreational opportunities, including trails where you could go on an easy day hike or a multi-day backpacking adventure, which allows hikers to explore anything from pristine wilderness to protected parks and national monuments, okay? And these mountains are also really amazing opportunities for hunting, deer, elk, birds, bears. And if you know where to go, rumor has it that Southern Oregon is actually home to some absolute monster black-tailed bucks and big old branch bull Roosevelt elk. Next, let's talk about the Mount Ashland ski area, okay? Mount Ashland offers great opportunities for skiing or snowboarding or snowshoeing, whatever it is that you like to do. It's not a giant mountain by any means, but it's a nice local option that's attainable for a nice, powder day to run up there. Mount Shasta, on the other hand, is quite a bit bigger mountain. That's only an hour, a couple hours away. Nice little day trip there. Or you could go to Mount Bachelor, which is a few hour drive. It's a great weekend trip. Or even Lake Tahoe is only 5 or 6 hours if you're looking to really go for it for an extended weekend trip.
Southern Oregon isn't just about nature. It has a really lively art scene, which adds a ton to its charm. Let's talk about that next.
Like the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, which is one of the largest Shakespeare festivals in the entire country, held in Ashland at the Elizabethan Theater. And I've never been to it personally, but I've heard it is absolutely incredible. Another one is the Pear Blossom Festival in Medford, which is an annual festival held in downtown, includes a marathon, all sorts of really cool stuff go down there. That's one of the biggest festivals in Southern Oregon is the Pear Blossom. Last but not least, we have the Brit Festival in Jacksonville, which is where we're at right now, and it is awesome, okay? It's an outdoor concert series featuring all sorts of different artists and one of the most beautiful venues you'll ever see. So if you like music festivals, concerts, you're gonna have to check that one out. It's amazing. Towns like Jacksonville and even Ashland, Oregon, in addition to having things like the Brit and the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, they have all sorts of different art galleries that feature local artists and craftsmen who do all sorts of really incredible work. So you definitely want to check those out when you're in town. In addition to that, these really cool, charming downtown areas like Jacksonville right here behind me feature restaurants that are amazing, okay? And so some of our favorites are Gogie's right up the road here, Bella Union, and in Ashland, Osteria La Bricola, Moss. There's so many good places in Ashland. It's just crazy. That's why everybody goes to either Ashland or Jacksonville for date night. Here in Southern Oregon, they're definitely the two most popular spots. This is an area you definitely are going to want to check out, especially in the holiday seasons where they have garland and all sorts of really cool stuff all around, decorating the buildings. And it just has that historic charm because Jacksonville is actually where Southern Oregon began back in the mid-1800s, okay? So again, very amazing art scene, lots of great dining and shopping, lots of boutiques that are again featuring local artisans and stuff. So you're gonna wanna spend some time in downtown Jacksonville and downtown Ashland when you're here in Southern Oregon making your visit. Southern Oregon is beautiful, it's popular, and that's all for a very, very good reason. It checks so many boxes for people that are looking to retire or relocate or just relax and enjoy life. The low cost of living, the incredible climate, the natural beauty, the vibrant art scene and friendly community, but it's not for everyone. If you're seeking that fast-paced urban lifestyle or tons of job opportunities, you may find it challenging here. However, if you value the slower pace, you value nature, the tight-knit community, okay, Southern Oregon could be the perfect place for you to call home. So if you're considering moving to Southern Oregon, we're here to help. I'm Brian Simmons. This is Josh Berman. We're with the Buying Southern Oregon Real Estate team, and we've helped many, many families and individuals make a smooth transition to this beautiful region that we call home, and we would love to help you do the same. So if you're looking to learn, buy, or list real estate here in Southern Oregon, feel free to reach out. You can find our contact information in the description below. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next video.